beautiful souls. This is Sarah Ariana, and as we are in between 3 and 5D, we'll be having experiences with other dimensions and other worlds as we move into a higher vibration. And I wanted to share an experience with you, as some of you may be able to relate to this, and some of you may have already experienced this or will be experiencing this. So to set the foundation for this story, it was over a week ago. The crows are nesting here, and I was inside our house and there was a ruckus outside. The crows were making so much noise and I knew something was going on. So I went outside to check, and on top of our fence was the most incredible, gorgeous silver Bengal cat. I've never seen this cat in our area before. And when I observed her, I noticed that she was healthy. Obviously, she had a home. And I was trying to help her. The crows were attacking her, and I was trying to keep the crows off of her so she could move off of the fence. And when the crows had stopped for a moment, I thought, okay, she's fine. And I went back inside. And they started up again after a minute. And this time she'd gotten down to this concrete barrier. And she's walking across, and the crows were attacking her. It was awful. And a few things were going on. I was trying to help her by getting the crows off of her. And also at the same time, I was concerned for our cat, who was extremely territorial, attacking her. So so many things were going on. The noise, it was trying to help her. But she looked at me. She looked directly at me. And I so much was going on. I shooed her, trying to help her to get her to move on. And a few days, maybe 5 days later, I was out for a walk and I noticed that there was a lost cat sign, and it was her. And I was so distraught at this because I thought how I could have helped her. I didn't know she was lost, so somehow maybe I could have helped her. So I contacted the person, and that night I was up from 4 to 5 in the morning, and I set the intention that she would be found, that she's safe. I sent her healing. And this is what's fascinating. This is why I had to set up the foundation, because when I recalled her looking at me, she was actually trying to communicate with me in the moment. She was asking for help. I was so preoccupied with trying to help her in other ways that I didn't take the moment to communicate. And with this recognition of she was trying to communicate with me, something opened and unlocked. So this is what is happening for a while for so many of us, but it's really amping up as well now. It's really amping up in so many different elements. And one of them is with animals and insects, birds. The next day after this occurred, and I realized she was wanting to communicate with me, and I let go of the piece of judging myself, of putting blame on myself that I could have done something more. I released all of that, and I was in the backyard practicing yoga. I'm in crow position. Anyone that knows crow's position, you have your hands down on the mat, and then your body's basically balancing on your arms. Your legs are up in the air and like kind of in a crouch position. So I'm in crow position. Isn't that funny? I'm in crow and the crows were attacking. I just thought of that now. Anyway, so I'm in crow, and this fly doesn't look like a black fly. It's like a brown fly, smaller. You could tell it was female. I don't know how you could tell, but you could just tell. And I only have my hands on the mat, and I'm looking down at the mat, concentrating, and she's walking towards me. And I knew right away this was not a fly. In 3D, my eyes are seeing a fly. But I knew in my heart, and I knew in the energy vibration in 5D, this was not a fly. And so I got out of the position and placed my hand out, and she crawled up. And first I sent her healing. So I cut my hands around, just gently holding her, and sent her healing. This was for about almost 20 minutes. And I asked if she had a message, and she walked off my hand, up my arm, all the way to my heart and stayed in my heart. So right away, this is not a regular occurrence with a 3D fly. This is not that. And I again took her here and I sent her healing again. And then my family, it was a ruckus. My family came and got me. We had to go for a hike right away. And in a moment, I forgot about her and I was like, oh, gotta go. I took the blanket, the yoga mat, and then I'm like, oh my God, where'd she go to? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much for that beautiful experience. And I was saddened, but also grateful that I got to have this beautiful experience. And then this is what happens. Get back from the hike, have some lunch, take a shower. And as I'm getting out of the shower to put my pants on, who is on my pants? She's on my pants. And I'm like, oh my God, like, we do not have flies in our house. This is not, it's been really cold here and damp. This is, not really seeing a lot of flies here. So I was in shock, and she had the exact same markings. I knew it, energetically I knew it. So I was giddy, absolutely giddy with delight. And I took her and I said hello, and right away I was guided to meditate and to lay down. It was important. She was guiding me to lay down. So I lay down and I had her here. I was closing my eyes and I kind of, again, was cupping her for healing. And she communicated with me that she was an elemental. And what I'm seeing is through my 3D vision that she's this way, that she's this insect. But in a higher realm, I would see that she's not this way in the 3D. And I would see her true form. And she communicated with me that her name was Elise, and that, yes, that she needed healing, but also she was going to provide me with an activation. This was both ways. We were giving to each other in both ways. It was so beautiful. She stayed with me for 2 hours. 2 hours. And usually I don't have that kind of time. This was a Sunday. The family was out and about, all doing their own thing. And I had this available time to do this. And it was such a gift. It was such a gift. And she stayed with me. And then she just started walking away when it was complete and done. And I was like, oh, no, Lisa. I'm like, I'll take you outside. And I took her outside. And then she just hopped off and walked. And then she was gone. And I didn't see her fly away. And the communication also that came forward was like she wanted me to share this message with all of you, because what we're seeing necessarily with our 3D eyes, she's asking us to stop for a moment and feel it, and you'll know. And it's really slowing down. I wasn't able to slow down enough in that moment with that beautiful silver Bengal cat because there was so much chaos happening. But I was grateful for the message afterwards that came through, that she was communicating. And I'm also very grateful that I sent the intention that she was going to be found, that she was safe, and I sent her healing. This communication is different than channeling. This is taking it to another level. It's on an equal level. This is what's so interesting. And they're coming through, the insects, the animals, the birds, communicating with a very high vibration energy information to help us right now. And so I also was guided to share a piece also in my book here, Humanity's Guidebook to Ascension with the Divine Light Collective. And I'm going to read a part here. They talk about elementals because Elise was an elemental. In the 5th dimension, elementals will show themselves once more. In the beginning, this will be energetic. You can close your eyes, sense and feel them, these wonderful beings of light. As the cleaning of the planet moves forward and healing begins in society, the elementals will come forward to help those who need to experience joy. There will be laughter, curiosity, and deep remembrance. Elementals are keepers of the beauty and nature around you. They bring in laughter, silliness, lightness of character, and fun to all those that surround them. Elementals truly are magical creatures that have chosen to be here at this special time in the fifth dimension and beyond. That message is so true. What's happening right now is that yes, we may be seeing 3D wise these beautiful elementals and other creatures, beings in another way, but energetically with our vibration, we know that they are something else and they are communicating and helping us right now. So thank you all so much for being here. Love and light to all. Namaste.